What's going on, everyone? Justin here with Trading Cards and More, back with another video. And we got our express order back in the mail today. If you guys weren't around back in January, end of January, we sent off an express order. Most of the cards in here are Lafreniere, the hockey player. These are the first time I ever bought hockey cards. This guy was pretty hyped up. Uh, Pretty much these were selling for about 200 raw on the regular ones. The young guns were a little bit more pricey, around 260 to 280. And the PSA 10s were 1,000 to 1,500 and about the same for those. Unfortunately, over the last few months, the prices have dropped on these quite significantly. These are probably, I don't know, 700 in a 10 and right around there for those. So definitely a pretty big chunk of money that takes away your profit, that's for sure. Also, the nines were about 600. Now they're more like 300. So yeah, hopefully we didn't lose our butts on this one. We got Michael in here. Chilicon, what's up? Cosmos. Michael, what's going on? So yeah, there's 11 Lafrenieres in total, and we have a few other cards in here that we bought and then put in the order. Um, One thing I noticed about buying these cards was they're very, very sensitive cards. Um, for instance, see that blue corner there? You can see that little touch of white. So it's very, very, very tough to get these cards in gem condition. I was very selective when I bought these. I didn't just buy every card. I, filtered through quite a few cards. Um, Mike, a nine. Well, a nine on these, like I said, was around 600. So it was like, okay, I'll still double my money. But now it's half of that. So now I'm basically like breaking even if I get a nine, if I'm lucky. Um, Joe James, Joe Games, what's going on? Yeah, PSA is just kind of, you know, getting your orders back to you right now. They're not taking any more submissions. They got way too overloaded. Um, Rob said he hasn't had a good rookie year. Yeah, so the player's play does have a huge effect of, you know what I mean, if they're going to be worth money. Express before the bump was $65. Yeah, these were $75 a card. It's now $150 a card, and now they got it completely shut off. So, um, Jay Campbell, what's going on? My favorite Pokemon is Charizard. Cards and collectibles, what's going on? So yeah, so we're gonna take a look. This first one, I put kind of the worst one in the front. It did get a little bit of white on that top corner. So that's pretty much the main thing is with this dark border on this card. You can have just a little touch of white. I'm telling you, these cards are very, very, very tough to grade. Um, so, and we got a 9 on it, so not too shabby. I mean, I agree with that grade. It does, like I said, have that little touch on that corner. It is what it is. I figured even if I get a 9 and I can sell it for 500 or 600, I'll still make money. Unfortunately, they're only selling for like 300 if I'm lucky. So pretty much gonna just basically try to get my money back on that one. So um, another one here. PSA's backlog of 13 million cards. I can believe it. All right, so just taking my time on these. Show you guys. Um, this one I don't recall having that little touch on the corner. Um, so maybe this card was the first one I had in the front, and then they somehow swapped these two out because I do remember having one that had a bad corner. So maybe they got swapped out. Um, and another 9. So best case scenario on that with that corner, we got the 9 on that. Colleen, what's going on? Brett, what's up? My Led Nation, leave a like, guys. We got 32 people in here. This was not cheap to do. I'm doing this so that you guys don't have to do it, because this is a tough thing to do. So maybe you can nitpick about that upper corner, but like I said, these are just crazy, crazy hard to grade. And the thing was, is I looked up the PSA pop report, and it was like 50% were 10s. So I was like, okay, 50% 10s. This one a little touch on that corner. And that corner I'm seeing a tiny little touch. I don't recall that. Like I said, I picked through these pretty good, and that it's so easy to ding one of these cards. The card stock on these is just horrendous. And we got another 9. So 3 for 3 on the 9s. Nicholas, what's going on? Joel, what's going on? Just started getting an investment in profit. PSA is going down and boosting, kind of. Yeah. Uh, Kyle did 4 for 4 on the canvas card. Very, very cool. Thanks for chiming in there, Kyle. Tiny little white dot in that corner there. That's the biggest thing on these. And even these bottom corners, you can sometimes see little issues on the white bottom corners. All right. And the front on this looks really, really solid. There's just stuff on the case. Really solid. I even seen one of these where they cut these cards where the corners were kind of rounded a little bit. And I purposely didn't buy any of those because I figured they'd be really harsh. And I seen one of those that got graded a 10, which is insane. We got another 9. So, I mean, this is about the best you can get out there. I don't understand, other than just that tiny little white on that back corner. I mean, unreal. Maybe that one as well. I don't know. It's really tough to see. Nicholas, love your videos. I bulk everything out and just sell them locally. I just had a guy buy all my stuff, get rid of it. This one looks really, really good. Maybe that corner, if you're really, really looking at it up close. I don't know. And we got another 9. So we are 5 for 5. Wow, wow. PSA will not admit they damaged your card, Colleen, unfortunately. I've had it happen. I've seen other people have it happen, but it's just part of the process. And that's what's hard about a card like this, because these are so sensitive that they even take it out of the sleeve wrong or do something wrong, it's not gonna gem. Probably save the best one for last on this one. I'm not seeing any issues really, unless you nitpick about that back corner. And we got another 9. So we did not get a single 10 on these. I don't know, were they nitpicking about that corner? I don't know. It doesn't look as sharp as this one. But other than that, it looks pretty dang solid. So unfortunately, we completely failed on those. I mean, if I paid $200 per card on average, 6 cards, that's $1,200. And then another $450 on grading. So that's $1,650 if I sell them at $300 a card. Or wait, hold on. $1,200 and then another $450 for grading. $1,650, is that right? That can't be right. And then sell them for $1,800 if I get $300 a piece, minus fees and everything. So I'm probably talking like $1,600 at best. So really, I'm losing money on these, unfortunately. It is what it is. Once I did pick up these canvas cards, I was like, I think these are going to grade a lot easier. And so, yeah. PSA's been tough lately. Yeah, I agree there. ComC cards, anything over like $3 I'll send in there. If it's not that much, it's not even worth it. But I did notice on these, after I bought them, a couple of these have this issue right here. There's like a line right there on the back, kind of like an indentation line. It's kind of weird. I don't know why. And we got a 9. So main thing on this was the bottom corners. Looked pretty good overall. I think they might have nitpicked on that little line on the back, which it's understandable. So I mean, it got a 9. Soccer kabooms. I don't really know too much about soccer, but I think those are pretty big cards. So I would say they probably are. If you look them up, people have them graded. They're probably worth it. Same issue on this one. The same exact spot has that little line on the card. It's very weird. Other than that, these just looked really sharp. No issues on the edging. And another 9. So, yep, probably that. I don't know. Other than that, card looks really solid. So, we are now 8 for 8 on the 9s. Okay. This one did not have the issue. Maybe you can nitpick about, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Card looks pretty darn solid. Maybe that bottom corner a little bit. I don't know. And another 9. So, and being that I was paying like $270 for these, and then, you know, 75 to grade, I'm in at like $350. It's gonna be very tough to get my money back on a 9 at that price, because like I said, the prices really dropped on these. Make sure you guys leave a like if you're coming in here. We got 48 people. How many more do we got? We got 2 more of these. This one looks pretty solid. Looking pretty good. I don't know. Maybe nitpick about that corner. And we got a 10. All right. We got our first 10, guys. Unreal. Took us 10 cards to get 110. I think these are around 600, 700. So they really fell off the map. So the only card so far that we'll actually make money on, we got 110. So I would say hip hip hooray, but I'm pretty much trying to make my money back on the other ones. So at this point, I'm going to be lucky to break even. Next, we got another one. Once again, that maybe that left corner on the bottom. Tiny little touch. So tough. Even these cards, I mean, I felt like they were going to be easier to grade. I was very picky with the ones I bought. I mean, we're how many cards in? We've already looked at 4 of them, and 1 out of 4 got a 10. And make it 4 out of 5 got a 9. So did not do good on those either. So pretty bad. Tom, what's going on? Start doing good. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna sell him off. You know, hopefully he starts doing good and the price starts going up, so I don't get completely killed on this order. This was a Kirby dock I bought. It's a clear one. These clear ones are a lot more rare. Blackhawks, kind of my local team, I guess. Big rookie from 2019. It's the clear card. Took a little gamble on this. I got it for $200. I figured 200, 75 to grade. So I'm in at 275. These were going for like 250 raw. So I got a good deal on it. It looked to be really good, but when I got it and looked at it under the light, there was a few like little print lines. Probably can't even tell through the case. I think they're around right here. Yeah, it's gonna be impossible to even get it focused. It's right under like his stick there. I mean, it's really hard to tell. Do they? Oh, that's me. Okay, but I don't think there's any 10s on this card. I think there's only a few of them that have actually been graded, and they got 9s, and I couldn't find any PSA 9 comps or anything like that, or 10 comps. I couldn't find any comps on it as far as graded. So, and we got a 9. So that was what I was hoping for on this one after seeing those few little lines on it. So, I mean, a 9's still solid. Hopefully, you know, I can get a premium for it because nobody else has this card graded. So, I'm in at 275 if I put it up for like $600 or something. Hopefully, I can get it sold and make a few $100 and help pay for those Lafreniere fails. So, it is what it is. Last card, I've been trying to get this to complete my set. There's 110 cards in this set, Legendary Collection, and this was the only one I needed. This card looked pretty minty. Of course, the seller said it was mint, but you can never, you know, trust the seller. A little bit of white right there. This card's infamous for having the corners with that like extra white around the corners just from when they cut the card. A lot of these Gengars are like that. The PSA 9 on this card, last time I checked, was in the 30s, so it's very tough card, even to get in at 9, nonetheless a 10. So based on the back of this card, I was guesstimating that this one would be an 8. even though I was hoping for a 9 because all my other cards are in a 9. So I really need it in a 9 to complete my set. And the price over the last year has gone from a few $100 to a few $1,000. So, and we got an 8, so I did not hit the 9 as I was hoping. I have 2 more of these in an economy order I sent in like 8 months ago or whatever. I think I sent it in like July. It's been sitting and grading for months and months and months. It has to get done soon. I don't know. Economy just got so backed up. I mean, that was before they shut it down. They eventually shut economy down, so nobody could send it in except for group submitters to help, because basically the economy is taken as long as the bulk submissions, the value pricing, which is just crazy. But yeah, needed this in a 9. I got it in an 8. I think it's still worth around 300 or so. I think I paid $100 for this, maybe $200 for this. I can't remember exactly, but it was less than, if it gets an 8, worst case, I'll still be able to get my money back out of it. But I do need it in a 9 because out of the 110 cards in this set, you probably can barely see it. This is card 11 out of 110. Out of 110 cards, I have the other 109 cards all on PSA 9. And it's just been like, this is a long process of trying to get this one card in a 9. I just haven't been able to do it. And then I send this in Express and the thing comes back before the economy order I sent in like 8 months ago. So hopefully we get that back soon. I have 2 of those in there. Hopefully one of them's a 9. Just crossing my fingers, really. I think one of them has the same issue with or maybe both of them have where the corners are like that, but I think the surfaces look better on them. I think one of them had an issue on the edge, but who knows? If I don't get a 9, I don't get a 9. It sucks when you're trying to put a Pokemon set together and you're just one card away from completing it all in the same grade. I have another set like that, the Fossil First Edition, where I just need the one card, but it's so darn expensive. I'm not willing to fork over that much money for one card, and it's just impossible to get a card now that you can grade out and get that grade. It's not like I'm hoping for a 10 here. I'm hoping for a 9, and I still can't get that, so it just goes to show. Tough grades, Cosmos. Yeah, we got 460 card Ultra Modern order, which is supposed to be in, it's getting put together or whatever, assembly. And then I got a 361 card Modern, which is about, I think it was like 2 weeks. It's only 2 weeks back from where their through dates are. Like on PSA, they tell you like how far along they are, like what's the oldest submission they have in any given category. For instance, the Modern, they're only like I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks back on it. So hopefully that order gets back here in a couple weeks. It's not even in, it's in grading, so it's not in assembly yet. But that's 361 cards. Like I said, we got the 460. And then I do have that economy order with 22 cards. So hopefully we get something back here. Arsaland, you sent bulk in November. Yeah, you're probably going to be looking at the end of this year then, to be honest with you. Because everything I sent in November, I'm going to say they didn't even check it in until like February or March. So you're still looking at another like 8 months probably on that order, if you're lucky. Nice grin on that pocket monster. Yeah. NASCAR cards are going to start blowing up, Mike. Yeah, it could be. I did buy some NASCAR cards. I sent them in. So it's going to be a long time till I get those back, though. CSG. They're a new company. I mean, I know they do comics and all that, and they started doing Pokemon with CGC. You can try them out. I don't personally like their labels, and they're fairly new, and like a lot of these companies, their prime grade is a 9.5. People want the 10, so I'm not gonna throw a bunch of cards at them. I'm just gonna wait for PSA to open back up, which they should start bringing the submissions back. They said they're gonna do a tiered approach by July 1st. They'll have all the submissions back, is what their goal is. I have no idea what's gonna happen. If they're gonna raise prices, if they're gonna limit, I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, Tom, the label just doesn't look that. It's like a green label. Cases, I think, are a little bit larger. I don't know. I just don't like them. I'd rather do HGA, honestly. But once again, I'm just kind of stuck with PSA. I've been sending in so many cards. I don't mind just kind of taking a break and let the money start flowing in once I get these shipments back, and then once PSA kind of comes back online and we figure out what their pricing structure is going to be like, what kind of cards we can send in, then I can start to tackle it at that point. But right now, I've got a good 100 cards to send in, and I just didn't get them out before they. It's kind of a weird thing. It was a few months before, or a few days before April, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Oh, we're not taking any submissions." They just cut everything off. Kind of threw everybody by surprise. They didn't tell any of their staff even, because they just didn't want the word to get out there, because then they would have just got bombarded with even more cards than they already had. I would send to CSG before they up the prices. Yeah, it's like $8 a card on bulk or something, but I just don't even want to use them. I'd rather just keep my cards and send them to PSA when PSA starts going again. That way I can get the premium for my cards. I've got 3,500 cards still there, so I can just kick back, sip pina coladas, and wait for my cards to come back and cash in on them once they come back. And then, of course, once I can start sending cards back in, we will be doing that. So kind of a bad submission. It happens. This was definitely, it was a learning experience. Sometimes you don't make money and you just learn from it. I mean, we got 110 out of it, but I was hoping for 3 or 4 at least out of the 11. And I think, I don't know, we just got unlucky. I don't know what to say. I mean, I've seen a lot of people with 10s. I've seen one person like 4 of these and they were all 10s. And I don't know if I don't know if we got a bad grader and they just nitpicked me more than anybody. I don't know. I mean, this one especially looks like a 10, unless you're nitpicking about the corner there, but it is what it is. What can you do? It's all part of the gamble. You have 1,700 at PSA. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of people with a lot of cards at PSA. I'm just gonna set this right here. Maybe I should just go all in on Dogecoin. What do you guys think? Screw grading cards. I've been looking at grading video games too. That's really been blowing up. I've seen some videos on that. I used to have some NES games that were sealed, and I sold them all off years ago. I bought some golf clubs, and I did golf for a little over a year. I sold all my video games. Then I bought a lot of the games back, and then I sold them again. But they didn't really move in price in the last decade or so. But trying to find a sealed NES game, like authentic, and then the corners aren't pushed through and all this other stuff, or there's not a crazy price. Like, I remember when you buy like Zelda sealed, and it was like a couple $100 or so. Now if you got a graded copy of that, it's like in the thousands. So people are just going nuts over certain games. But you kind of have to know what you're doing, and it's a gamble. But there's a few companies out there that are grading games. I know VGA, and then the other one that's got like 4 letters. I don't remember what they're called, but they're pretty big. It's like WATA, WATA or something. And I think their turnaround times are pretty decent, like a couple of weeks if you're willing to pay like $80 a video game or something. Mario went for 660,000. Yeah, that's kind of I've seen a video on that, and then some of the other games. I'm like, man, this stuff has just gone bonkers, man. So, just some of the games like Pokémon games and Mario games, and just classics like Zelda and all those things. Like, some of them are just going for crazy. Even like Nintendo DS games or Game Boy Advance or whatever. Yeah, water takes a while, but they have a service level. Unless they're backed up, it's you're paying like $80 a game, but it's like a 2-week turnaround, 3 weeks, something like that. Mario, it was wrapped. They don't use anymore. Yeah, some of those original games, they didn't even come wrapped in plastic. Why did Lafreniere tank? I think he just didn't live up to his hype. He was so hyped up. He just came out of the gate, and I don't think he's really performed that great. I don't know. I haven't really been looking. Kind of just forgot about it and was like, I don't even want to waste my time on it. It's like, it is what it is. The card's going to be worth what it's going to be worth. Unfortunately, they lost about half of their value, which is why this order is probably worth like 4,000 instead of like 8,000. I would have still made a couple $1,000 if all these cards would have nined, had the price not come down. There's no way that I could have predicted that. They could have just as easily went up, but I think there's just more of them getting pumped out there, and you got basic supply and demand. Wes, what's going on? Ash, what's going on? Harold, um, idiots to pay 600,000. Yeah, that's crazy. The only game I really considered to be worth like a ton of money was the World Championship game. I think it's like the gold cart. I know there's a silver version too. The triangle stamp on it that you would win at the original World Championship or whatever that they held back in 1990 or whatever it was. And there's only a certain number of those copies out there, and that was like always the most expensive game that everybody wanted. Um, and so I'm not doing Top Shot. I don't really care for that market. It's just that just isn't my thing. And there's definitely money there. I mean, if you want to buy into that market, do it. But it just isn't for me. I'd rather have physical in my hand collectibles, and so that's what I've put my money into. Yeah, it is hard to find vintage sealed collectibles. And you don't have to do Nintendo. You can do Super Nintendo or N64 or Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS. I mean, there's all kinds of games out there. And they're just, as time goes on, they just get more and more rare. West, I don't really have any kind of plan for any more vintage wax. Problem is the reason I was doing that stuff is to grade some of the cards out of there. If I can't grade the cards, PSA shut down for the next 3 months. Can't grade the cards, then the wax prices have gone up so much. And then the fact that I've already opened a lot of that stuff. So really the only stuff you'll see me open is probably newer stuff from here on out. And even the new stuff is just, you can't even go to Walmart and Target or anything and get this stuff anymore. So you got to pretty much find somebody local or buy it secondhand online or whatever to get the new stuff. And there just hasn't been anything that I've wanted to buy. I mean, Top Series 1, I did a lot of that. I was hoping to get some Prison Basketball, but you got to get there when they're stocking, and you got to fight with a bunch of other people. So kind of is what it is. Other than that, we got Select Basketball, Optic Basketball, Series 2 Baseball, Update Baseball, Topps Chrome Baseball, like that kind of stuff would be something I consider opening this year. But just with PSA getting shut down and them getting like completely backlogged, like going out to the store and trying to find cards is now becoming impossible. And it's just, the whole hobby is just insane. Will I buy hockey cards again? I don't know. I mean, Upper Deck, I don't know what they were thinking with this card stock. Like I said, a lot of them were rounded and just weren't even worth buying. And then out of the hundreds of cards I looked through and the 6 of them that I bought, I didn't even get a single 10. So it's ridiculous. How are you supposed to make money doing that? Yeah, open them up, set them to the side. If I get the right product and I get it at the right price. Bowman's another one I'd like to do, Bowman draft. Like last year we had Dominguez, we had Bobby Witt. So you send those off, you get them 10s. I mean, we got 10s on the Dominguez. We got 10s on the Witts. I did really well on those. So we have a player like that this year. It'll be worth it to get, but then again, I can just buy them up in lots on eBay, because that's a lot of people do. They just dump all their cards on eBay and just get rid of them and try to get their money back. And you can get on there and buy some cards and just grade them, and then not have to deal with all the bulk and all that crap. People are camping out at Target. Yeah, I heard they're only doing like Friday, and you got to camp out and you got to get in line, and it's like first come first serve. And I don't know too many people that are willing to waste all those hours just to get some cards. And some of the people I've seen do videos, and they get up there and they don't get any of the good stuff. They just get like whatever's left over. That's just a complete waste of time in my opinion. I'd rather just pay somebody whatever the aftermarket price is and not have to deal with all the nonsense. But at the same time, why are you going to pay $40 for a box that's $20 at retail? Now you're paying twice as much money for it, so it's going to be that much harder to get your money back out of it when you're trying to sell the singles or grade cards or do whatever. So yeah, we got another card show coming up on the 17th in Economowalk. We did that show last month. That's where I got the Pete Maravich rookie card, if you guys check that video out. So that's coming up in less than 2 weeks here. So what do we got? 12 days from now. So 12 days from now. Buy singles in 2021. Nice. Don't know what you mean. Starting movement. I'm not sure. Harvesting Jordans in these 90s boxes, no brainer. Problem is they're not worth a whole lot of money. The Jordans just raw, ungraded. There's tons and tons of them out there. You're really not going to get your money out of them unless you're grading the cards, especially with the prices now. Like, I know 90 Fleer basketball went to like $300 a box or something crazy. I was getting those for 50, 60 bucks last year. So if you're buying at that price and you're just pulling the cards out and you think you're gonna sit on raw cards and make money, you're in for a pretty big surprise. But yeah, if you can grade the cards, unfortunately you can't grade cards right now because PSA has those services shut down, and even their modern stuff it got up to $20 a card. I was grading those cards for $8 a card last year. Now it's $20 a card. Now they're shut down. When they come back, what are they going to charge then? You know what I mean? Are they going to limit how many cards you can? I don't know what's going to happen at this point. So it's just, I'm not trying to dump any kind of money into stuff that I'm just totally unsure of. Give it a try at Target 30 minutes before they open. Yeah, that's true. But I'm not a morning person. I'm not going to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning or whatever, drive all the way out to Target and wait there just to get a few packs of cards. It's just not worth my time. Yeah, don't buy boxes, just buy singles. That's what I do a lot of. I mean, that's how I got all these cards here. They were all just singles that I bought on eBay. Unfortunately, if you're buying singles and you want to grade them and you can't even send them into PSA right now, all your money's just basically getting tied up and just sitting there. So that's a pretty big problem. So until they get the stuff kind of back up and running, I'm not dumping any like serious money on stuff. I'll still buy some lots here and there and stuff like that. And a lot of the cards I can just send them into ComC and sell them raw. And that's been doing pretty good for me. I'm over 20,000 on there. May will mark 1 year, so about another month and a half will be 1 year on ComC, and we'll see what we're at. So doing pretty good on there. Yeah, buy singles and wait. Like I said, I'm not trying to spend thousands of dollars and buy singles and then just have like all this back pile of cards and I'm just sitting there waiting to grade them. It's too much money to just tie up. Because what happens if PSA comes back and they're like, oh, you can only submit 10 cards a month or something. Like, you're literally screwed now. You know what I mean? So, don't throw all your chips into one basket kind of thing. I'm just taking it easy for right now. Trying to sell as many cards as I can. eBay's been doing pretty decent. A couple thousand on there in the last week. So, I sold one of the Pokemon cards that came back with the last PSA order. I did pretty good on that. And just some of the baseball cards been popping off. Gavin Lux has been popping off. Jordan Alvarez. And some other guys as well. Got 3 submissions at SPA. I'm sure you mean PSA. Probably 150 cards. Not bad. Yeah, you're on the low end then. Because I got another guy that does this, I know. And he said he had like 2,000 cards. Or 2,000, 2,200. Told him I had 3,500 there. My other friend, Brett, I think he's at like 1,200, 1,400 cards somewhere. Because he's been sending in, I think, 160 cards every single month. Harold's over buying the hanger boxes and hobby boxes of 2021. 2021 Heritage cards are poor. Yeah, I don't even touch the Topps Heritage. I did maybe a few boxes last year, but yeah, those cards aren't even worth grading. I just stick to the flagship, Topps Series 1, Series 2, Update, Topps Chrome. Probably I'd say I'm most pumped about Topps Chrome. I like that product better. It's better quality. You get all the rookies from Series 1 and Series 2 pretty much in Chrome. It's a better quality product. You're going to get 10s more. And you got the refractors and the different color refractors and numbered cards and autos. And so that's probably the one I'm going to go after the most would be Topps Chrome. I bought on eBay last year, I bought a bunch of cellos and ripped through those. Wasn't able to get a ton at retail, but I did get some. But I think it's going to be even tougher this year. You got a pretty good rookie class this year. I mean, you got a ton of guys popping off. Bohm and Mountcastle and Dylan Carlson and Dahlbeck, all these guys that are up there, and then of course Series 2 is going to have a pretty good, decent rookies in there as well, I think. So I think Chrome this year will be pretty solid, and then Bowman, of course, pretty hooked on Bowman, but I have no idea what that product's going to be like yet, But I pretty much was done with my Series 1. Yeah, if you're going out buying retail, what I would do is just hold on to some hangers, hold them for a year or two. I think you'll make money on those. 2 boxes of 93 Archives basketball. Wow. I was getting those for $20 a box, Wes. I actually had 3 boxes. I think I got rid of them all, but yeah, pulling the Jordans out, I got those boxes when they were like $15 a box or something. They were cheap, and then last year they kind of blew up. You buy 2020, then buy Topps Chrome over 2020 Bowman Chrome. Yeah, I don't know. What do you mean Bowman Chrome? Not sure what that product is, but Topps is always pretty decent. Yeah, you definitely have bricking on that Topps Archive set for sure. It sucks. You buy a box for $300, you open those cards, and you start the cards. You can't get them peeling off, and you get paper loss on them, and then your cards are basically worthless. So $300 is way too much of a risk for me. Like I said, I opened those boxes when they were like 15, $20. So $300 is insane to me to basically pull 1 or 2 Jordan cards that you can just buy them already graded. Probably get a PSA 9 for under $300. Topps Holiday. Yeah, I got all my Topps Holiday. I did 2 submissions. J-Dub. Sorry, I'm sipping my strawberry daiquiri here. Non-alcoholic. I did the Topps Holiday. I did 2 PSA submissions, so you guys can check those videos out. And I did the Topps 2021. I graded a handful of Bohms, a couple other guys, and we're probably not going to see those cards till the end of the year. This is a good meme for this submission here. Send it. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, I don't know when we're gonna get more cards to open. I've just been kind of going through trying to get rid of a lot of my stacks of cards and stuff like that. I need to do it a little bit more. Just selling the stuff local. I had a guy buy all my bulk stuff, basketball, hockey, baseball. I got a pretty nice chunk of change from that stuff, and it was just bulk stuff that I can't do anything with. But waiting for the next product to really. I think Bowman's the next big product that's going to come out. I'd like I said, I'd like to get some basketball prism. That would be fun to open. Even a hanger box. I think the hangers are going for like $120 for one hanger. You get those nice orange cards in there. Maybe once the prices kind of flatten out, I'll buy some lots of cards, and we do like a mail day, and I'll show you guys like some of the rookies I'm buying and stuff like that. But I'm not trying to buy them right now. I was watching some auctions on eBay. One guy has like all the rookies, like Edwards and Halliburton and all the big rookies, and he's got like 6 to like 8 cards per each one, and they're just going for crazy amounts of money. It's like I'm not paying $50 a card or whatever for a base prism card. Even a LaMelo, it's not worth that to me. Your friend pulled out LeBron. Tell him to sell that card as fast as he possibly can. Yeah, that big LeBron card where he's doing the dunk. It's like a Kobe dunk, and it's pretty big. Everybody's going crazy over it. Get rid of that sucker as fast as you can. Like some people are just auctioning them off. Just get that high price before the price comes down, pretty much. Because there's gonna be plenty more of those orange cracked ice ones being pulled, and some of the prices those are just insane. Yeah, it's not an $800 card. There's just no way. You guys remember I did some Prism 2019 last year, just a base LeBron card, and they were selling for about $300 in a PSA 10. I got 2 PSA 10s. I got them on eBay, and I got them the hell out of here. There's no way I'm holding a base LeBron, like 17th year card, and it's selling for $300. Like, people are out of their damn minds. If you look at that card now, it's not even $100. So it's like I got rid of it. Same thing's gonna happen with this year's Prism. It's just gonna flood the market. Everybody's gonna have the card. Prices are gonna come down. You know, I would say take an offer on that thing or start an auction on it and just get rid of it. The early ones went to market for 3,500. Yeah, kind of the same thing with the Lafreniere. I mean, there wasn't a ton of these out there. There was a decent amount, and these were going for $1,500. And now you're lucky to get half that, 750 for a 10. So first to market, you get more money. This was, like I said, a learning experience. I took a risk. I knew it. I knew. I was hoping they would hold at least $1,000 for a 10, and I was hoping for like 4 or 5 10s. I would have probably got, like I said, maybe 8 grand out of the submission. But right now, if I get 4 grand out of the submission, I'm pretty much breaking even. So unfortunately, but it's all part of the game, and this is why I like doing the bulk submissions way more, because you're paying less per card to grade. Yeah, they're at PSA for 8 to 10 months, but a lot of the cards that I'm grading are holding their value or actually going up quite significantly in value, especially the more vintage stuff or 90s stuff, rookie cards and whatnot. Once you guys see my next submission coming back, or I don't know if it'll be the next one that comes back, but that 361 card, Jordan card, Shaq rookies, Ray Allen rookies, Garnett, Duncan. It's an insane order. I can't even imagine how much value I'm gonna have out of that order. Super Sanal, what's going on? PSA increased their grading fees. Yeah, they increased their fees a month ago, and right now they've got all the services shut down unless you're doing Super Express or higher, and that's $300 a card. So there is no bulk submissions right now. It's all shut down. 97 Tops Duncan blew up. Yep, I got a bunch of those. I got the Duncan Finest. I got more of those there. I got the Shaq Tops. I got the Ray Allen Tops. I got the Kevin Garnett Tops. I got the Kevin Garnett Metal. I got the Allen Iverson Metal. Like, the cards in that order are just insane. And I'm just crossing my fingers I get some 10s in there, and I don't get completely shafted, because it's going to be crazy amount of money. Wes has the Shaq Tops, 6 of them. Nice. Yeah, I don't know how. I opened like 9 boxes, those Tops boxes, and I sent pretty much all the Shaqs I pulled, and a good number of the Iversons as well. I think the 10 on the Shaq is just under $1,000. It was over 1,000. I have one of the golds as well. That one shot up over 10. I think it's more like 5 now, so it's definitely come down. But that was a card I got for like $30. That was a huge score. Yeah, the sets were good too. I bought a number of those sets. I was buying the Tops complete sets, not the gold ones, for like $30 last year. I remember I bought the last one I got was like $30 ish, and you got all 4 of the Jordan cards, and you got the Shaq rookie, the Morning rookie. They weren't gold, but now you see what the Shaq in a 10's going for, or even a 9. It's like you just can't lose on those. So unfortunately, those are probably a few $100 now for those sets. I know when I bought the gold set, it was like $80, $90, and those went through the roof. So I did good on those. I got 9 on the Shaq, 2 of the Jordans. I think I got 9s, and I got one 8, and one 10. And the 8 I cracked out and resubmitted, and I think that's coming back in this next order. That Jordan, for whatever reason, it got an 8. The front centering on it was perfect. I think it was just the back edges on those sometimes on those Tops cards, on the back edges, you hit it with the light, you can see it kind of like flares out. It's weird. Only on some of them. Some of them are fine. But some of them they actually will give 10s, and some of them, for whatever reason, they didn't. So, you're still buying the sets? What are the sets going for now, Wes? Like $200, $300 or something crazy? I mean, definitely if you can pull the Shaq rookie out of there and it's a 10, you already made money right there, but it's tough to get 10s on those, centering and everything. Yeah, the 91 Upper Deck, I got a bunch of those cards off. A lot of the Jordan cards. Might have sent a couple other ones from there. Not sure if I sent the rookies in. Will you go hunting for boxes Friday? Yash, yeah, it's possible, but like I said, it's just so tough right now. There's so many people out there. Last time I was in my Walmart, there was two ginger kids and they had like boxes and boxes of stuff in their cart. And they couldn't have been 18, so I think their parents dropped them off and they literally bought everything. Besides all the other people that were there buying stuff, so yeah, Walgreens, CVS. I every time I hit Walgreens, they never have cards, and I always ask them, and oh, we do it this day or this day, and you come back and there's nothing. So I don't know. I haven't done good there. Even Dollar Tree, I used to go to Dollar Tree and get the Donner Spaceball yellows or the Panini Absolute Basketball or whatever. It's just you can't find any of the stuff anymore. I don't want to drive around and put hundreds of miles on my car to come home with nothing. It's just not worth it. Yeah, it depends on your area though. It might be Friday, Saturday, Wednesday, and then you get there and they're like, "Well, we haven't unloaded the truck all the way." Blah blah blah. They can never give you a straight answer. It's annoying. How many graded cards do I own? I don't know, at least 1,000. Um, Plus all the stuff that's at PSA. It's not graded yet, obviously. But yeah, I've got a pretty decent personal collection. Like I said, this set here is 110 cards, and I have them all now. And then Team Rocket's like 83 cards. I've got almost all of them. Jungle, the original Jungle's like 64 cards. Got a good majority of them. I got the Fossil, which is 62. And then just tons of other Charizards and Japanese promos. And then I have all my sports cards, obviously. A day after restock, still got a lot. Nice. Yeah. Like my buddy bought all the Walgreens hangers with the yellows. He knows a guy that goes around, picks up product, and he just can just pay him cash for everything. Yeah, you pay a little bit of a markup, but you saved all those hours of going out trying to find stuff. So that's kind of the way to do it. But I just don't have the connections, unfortunately. If I got the connections, I'd definitely do it because I have cash to spend. Also, at the last show, I did buy some Bowman. If you guys missed that, I pulled a Dominguez Camo, and a Dominguez Chrome, I believe. So I was pretty stoked on that. Those are going to PSA once they open back up. Obviously. My July 7th arrivals was logged as September 23rd. Yep, that sounds about right. 2 months later, or actually like 2.5 months. It's crazy. Just to get them logged in. It's now been 10 months just entering grading now. Yeah, just got into grading. It sounds about right. Like I said, I sent a few in June. I got one that's still in there. The modern, it seems like the modern was a little slower than the ultra modern. And then, like I said, the what do they call it at PSA? The process through or the through dates or whatever they call them, where you can go on there, you can see how far along they are as far as like what date they're on. They've gotten everything graded up to that date. They were like 2 weeks out from my June order from when it got logged in. So I'm hoping by the middle or the end of this month that order will be coming back. And then my Ultra Modern, which actually got checked in October, that's already in assembly, but that hasn't moved in the last few weeks. So maybe that one will move the end of April or early May or something. So we should have 2 orders, which over 800 cards that are going to come back. So I'm pretty stoked on those. Fleer 90 update sets, Gary Payton. Axel, I did a video on that a while back. I was getting those sets for $15, and I submitted probably a good 20 of those Gary Paytons. And the modern order that's from June, that has 3 of those Gary Paytons in it. So we'll see how those graded. There's centering issues with those cards. I mean, 90 Fleer is probably a tough set in general, but if PSA was up and running, I would say go for it. But right now, not great. And the Gary Paytons did kind of cool off. They were up there crazy, $600, $800 for PSA 10. I think they're back down to reality, more like 300. But when I get those cards back in a year, I'm sure they'll be worth more than they are right now. Cards of the Land. Your order's checked in October 6th and popped 3 days ago. Bulk Ultra Modern. Sounds about right. So you said it popped. You checked in October 6th. Okay. And popped. So you're already getting your cards back. That's nice. Because I have an order. Mine was the end of October. And it's in assembly right now. So based on what you just said, my order could be like 3 weeks away from coming back. If you know, but if you go through their through dates, it's showing that it's like July or something that they've done orders up to July for ultra modern. So it's kind of weird. Older cards are less speculative for sure because they're already, if they're already a Hall of Fame player, their prices are already pretty set. Laffy turned into a flop. Yeah, definitely pretty anticipated. Lots of hype, and from what I'm hearing, it just didn't live up to his hype so far. Luca could be garbage in a few years. Anything's possible. That's why when you're buying these newer players, you really got to be careful if you're keeping a lot of money. Like, I graded tons of John Morant and Zion and all those players, but I put them up and sold them and made tons and tons of money. So if you just sit there and hold on to these newer guys and they start to just kind of lose their spark, like John Morant's kind of like falling off a little bit, his prices. I still have his Prism PSA 10 and his Premier Select PSA 10 and a few optics that I'm just holding on to. And I was kind of hoping that the market would shoot back up again and then I'd sell those off, but it's been pretty bad for him. Zion's played pretty darn good and his stuff moved up, but didn't move up a ton, just a little bit. It's pretty much the population, like especially with Prism, there's just way too much out there. Pretty much the Premier Select is the one to go for as far as if you want the best value because those have really gained value over the last like number of months. Modern is July 20th. Ultra Modern is August 3rd. So yeah, July 20th for Modern. Baseball Card Insights. And my order, I think, checked in the last week of July or the first week of August for that June order. Because like it got there in early June, but it was like the end of July, early August before it got entered in. So I'm hopefully a few weeks away from getting that order back. But unfortunately, it's still in grading. It hasn't gone into assembly yet. It's weird though. I'll go on there and check daily, and it'll be like grading, and I'll go on there and all of a sudden it'll be like in QA check or something. It's like, wait, what? How did this like go so fast through the system? But I think sometimes they just don't get it updated right or something. Best deal you ever found in a market or auction? Flea market. I don't do flea markets for cards really. Um, Best thing I found at auction, I don't really know. Yeah. Yeah, I think those cards will come back soon. Cool picture too. That's 91 Skybox Jordan card. I've got pretty much all those because I opened them all up and they're all graded. Most of them are 10s, but I got some of them that got 9s, and I should have some more of those cards coming back here. I'm not sure for the 91 Skybox Jordans. So I can have all those cards in a 10. Actually, I know I do because I got there's a card where there's all the Dream Team players on there, and there's 3 cards and they line up. I sent a bunch of those off, so I want a whole set of those in a 10, but you just can't expect 10s anymore with PSA. It's just crazy. It's like, you hear so many people like, oh, my card's definitely a 10. I opened this out of a pack. I just watched the guy today, and he sent a bunch of 90s and 80s cards in. He was getting 7.5s, 8s, 8.5. He even got like a 6 or 6.5. And these were all like, he literally pulled these cards out of the packs himself. He was getting 7s and 8s and crap. So everyone thinks their card's a 10, and I try to tell people like this is the reality. It's not. I think PSA's gotten harsher. I think a lot of people think that way. I think just anytime you got such a growth and there's so many cards to get graded and they're having to hire new people and stuff has definitely changed over the years. Those boxes were big star ROI. Yeah, I was doing the same thing. $30 a box. The purple box, which is Series 1, and the green box, Series 2. Yeah, I was buying them at auction and getting the purple boxes for around 30. And the green ones were around 35 to 40. Of course, now I think they're over $100 a box. But if you watch me open them, I mean, you're pulling a bunch of Jordans out of there. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, just really solid cards. And one of the card sets I remember from when I was a kid, so there's a lot of nostalgia there. The nice thing is they have the white borders, so you have a lot better probability of getting 10s. I think the Marvel Universe 92. How about the Cosmic cards from 92? Yeah, I almost bought some of those Cosmic cards. I thought they were pretty cool. but didn't pull the trigger on them. And I mean, right now you can't grade them anyways. So, but the first Marvel Universe was 1990. Those boxes went insane. I think they went to like 3,000, but they've cooled down to like $1,000 a box. But I had opened a few of those boxes last year, so I've been trying. I got the empty box. I've been trying to sell that on eBay for like $50. People just buy the empty box just to display it. But now that the price has cooled off on those, it's gonna be a little bit harder to sell them. If you guys got any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, we are gonna call it a day. Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head what the best. I wouldn't say it's a steal, but I bought like 5 or 6 LeBron rookie cards, and a lot of them graded 9s. I paid a couple thousand, and they're worth like 15,000 now, so 15 or 20,000. So I made pretty good ROI on those. But I wouldn't say at the time it was like necessarily a steal. I was just willing to pay whatever the market was on those, because I got a first edition Topps LeBron and a Bowman Gold, Bowman Chrome, Bowman Upper Deck MVP. It's like some really nice LeBron rookie cards. So you got to take the risks, and I took a risk on those and did quite well. Took a risk on these, and I did not do quite well. So thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks for the questions. If you have any more questions, just put them in the comments. I always read my comments. Harold said, crazy high prices on basketball cards from last spring and summer. Prices would come way down. Yeah, the vintage stuff though went actually up. Like the boxes, those box prices went crazy. So, but yeah, some of the cards definitely, with the crazy PSA graded prices of last year, have definitely come down to reality. So you just got to be very careful on that ultra modern stuff, because prices are just way too volatile. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you in the next one.